No, you can't be doing this to me, Akame Ga Kill. I think it didn't even record that part. Oh god. It ended when it was just getting to the good stuff. Yeah. Okay, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Akame Ga Kill episode 7 review. Now, this episode. Now, as I mentioned before, I've read the manga. So, this episode was very iffy for me for the most part. Simply because, right, at the beginning everything was fine as far as I can recall. But I think now two of them I remember instantly, but the first one I'm gonna mention I'm a little bit I can't really remember. When Esdeath returned to the castle, Esdeath, my motherfucking waffle. Yeah, when she returned to the castle and had the meeting with the king, she went to. Oh, actually, I think it was before she met the king. Before she met the king, she went down to a torture chamber with the three beasts: Deirdre, River, or Liver, however you want to call him, and Flute Boy. I can't remember his name for the life of me. And you just saw all these people being tortured and all that by some randomers, and then they're talking about Esdeath, how sadistic she is, and she would enjoy this type of stuff. And then hold on, I just had a thought. No, that was way further in. Sorry, I was just about to spoil something accidentally then. And they were throwing people into a fire pot and they were dying instantly. And Esdeath comes in. She's had it doing, and they're like bowing and all that. And she mocks their torturing skills, but even more so, she says, "Don't have the heat this fast, because they'll die too quickly. You need to have them suffer." And then she puts some ice into the bowl. And the reason why I'm not 100, I am 100% for this one. I might 90% sure that this was before what happens to the three beasts, because I think that they were there with her, and they had a few dialogue. And the reason why I'm iffy that was taken out is because it's shown a little bit more into Esdeath's character. Yes, we know that she is sadistic, but we haven't seen her sadistic side without her actually doing anything sadistic, because she was acting sadistic by telling people like the best way to torture someone, like with the fire pot. Not only that, something else was taken away. Yeah, I know that this is kind of a rant. Well, not really a rant, but I apologize for nitpicking. But to me, they were crucial. Well, the third one isn't really crucial, but still. The second one is after Akame. Well, actually, when Akame and Tatsumi were training, I'll get into that bit in a minute why they were training. He got hit in the face by a bolt because of he said, if you're going to treat this as a real fight, you should be aware of your surroundings, because an enemy will come out at any moment, because he was just running around into his face. And then he was like, okay, and Bolt was like, you're more fired up than usual. Might as well say it then anyway. Tatsumi was like, I need to live and fight another day for Akame. And then he was like, okay, you've grown, Tatsumi. And then the two of them, instead of like training as we saw in the anime, there was like a sparring, and then it just panned out to the meeting. They went to the mountain, and then they had like a little bonding time. It was really good character development for both Bolt and Tatsumi at the same time. So I'm a little bit more iffy that I was taken out, but at the same time with iffy, I'm one and the same. And the third part is that this one is a nitpick. Flute Boy, yeah, he cut the girl's face off, and then skin rather, and then you just saw him dangling it in front of River and Deirdre. I call it a nitpick because last episode we saw Sheele have her body ripped in half, so this is more confusion as to why they censored that part out, so to speak. And yeah, that just got us into, well, actually, I can't really use that as evidence, considering because he did say I skinned her and she died from the shock. The only thing that was missing was the dangling of her skin from her face, so that's why I call it a nitpick. Right then, the episode. Oh yeah, forgot. Oh yeah, there's a fourth one. Yeah, yeah. When Leone was stalking her, pursuing her, um, and then she went to the ice cream shop in the anime. She just got it. Well, actually, the guy was like, sure, yeah, ice cream, and then she's like sitting down, and Leone is just like, calling herself naive because to think that she could take someone on like this, going out on her own, is foolish because Esdeath was aware that she was being followed, and her being going on alone was the chance to try out some new torture techniques and see if they take the bait. But before that, the shopkeeper was being a kiss ass and all that because Esdeath was appointed something. No, she wasn't appointing something yet. I think it was just being a kiss ass because he was saying of her skills and all that. She just grabbed the coins. She had some 2 coins in her thing. No, I think she had 2 coins on her. And then she shoved it in his eyes. It was either a coin shoving in his eyes or her finger shoving it in her eyes. So yeah, that was a little bit more insight into her character as well. You could say I'm nitpicking with the skin. Well, 100% for the skin, but uh, this one is half and half. You can say I'm nitpicking, and you can say this is good for character development for Esdeath at the same time. Like we're getting more insight into her. She doesn't care about civilians or doesn't care for kiss asses really. The episode itself, apart from the first two being gone, I suppose they can add the torture scene without them, the three beasts, which will be a shame, really. The episode in itself was good. I mean, like, not. I pretty much said the episode without. Well, the episode started off with. Oh yeah, I didn't mention this. The episode started off with mine eating, so irrelevant. Oh yeah. Tatsumi is saying how composed Akame looks, and she's like, "Oh, need to be like this. Can't let it get to me," or something along those lines. And then at night, then when it got to night time, he saw Akame in the kitchen, and he was like, "Oh, midnight snack," and he was like, "No, these are Sherry's favourite food, and it's a sort of offering because she won't be remembered. We work in the shadows. That she won't be recorded in the Revolutionary Army books." And they talk about how nice and kind-hearted she is, and then Tatsumi is just like, yeah, she placed flowers on his friends' graves, and then he goes and says, I'm amazed or I admire your composure. I'm amazed or at your composure, or I admire your composure. One of those two, like how you can be handling this so well. And then she just breaks the plate, and then she just grabs him. She's in tears, and then she's just like, if I don't compose myself, it will affect in battle. It's like it's hurting her on the inside, but she doesn't want to show it because it will affect morale. I mean, to Tatsumi, like his tears is being depressed could be accepted because he's a new member, but with someone like Akame or one of the more seasoned Knight Raider members crying, it would be odd or unnatural. So yeah, character development for Akame across the board, and Tatsumi like hit himself like I'm switching gears like you do, and then he promises her that he'll never die. I'll come back and find another day. And then they get into the training, and then I mentioned that already. What else? Oh yeah, they had to do. They find out that River, Daedra, and Flute Boy was killing people in Night Raid's name, and Tatsumi is like, well, they don't know that they are killing them, but someone is killing politicians, strong people, in Night Raid's name. And Tatsumi's like pissed, it's unforgivable, and then Bolt's just like, yes, and then Nigina, I think that's how you say her name, the leader of the Night Raid, is like, yeah, we got, yeah, in agreement and all that, raising morale, and they have to protect two politicians from being targeted again. Akame and LeBlanc go, and like there's a bit of a comedic act, like she's like, here's some food because she's hungry when she's watching certain politicians give um a village rice, a grain of rice, like a whole stack full, and then she just bites into LeBlanc's hand when he's offering her some food. So, yeah, and then we get to the action-packed part where LeBlanc, not LeBlanc, Tatsumi and Bolt are on the boat with the politician that they have to protect. We learn a little bit more about Bolt and the general, his general, which is River. I was just about to say, did that happen in this episode? We learn about a little bit about River, or Liver, however you want to call him. River, I'm calling him River. And how he was his general, and he was being falsely accused for something because he wouldn't take the Prime Minister's bribes. And yeah, and that's how he's branded a criminal as well, because because Bolt was being affected or punished in the same way as River, but we'll find out in the next episode why he wasn't punished. Yeah, Bolt, well, Tatsumi versus Daedra, and he was being an idiot across the front, and I was like, oh god, why would you run into to him? He obviously knows that you would think something like that, and then Bolt coming in being a badass, like, of course he's gonna think I was smiling. And then he goes badass in Cujo, and then he sliced Daedra up like he was trash, and then he knocks some Flute Boy back, and then River, and then he finds out that River's there, and then it ends on a bloody cliffhanger. So yeah, this episode was rushed. I will admit that it was rushed. I mean, looking for an anime, a soul anime viewer. Like, if you were a soul anime viewer, this was fine. This was fine. But coming from a manga point of view, it was rushed. I'm sorry. I will admit that it was rushed. But was the episode bad? Not really. Well, kind of. 60-40. 60% good, 40. Well, yeah, 40% bad. The bad being taking out the stuff that I mentioned, but more so for the torture, when Tatsumi and Bolt went to the mountain. Hang on. I can't really mention anything, but I have a funny feeling that they may use it next episode. So yeah, I'm gonna give this episode. Even saying that with the bad parts, I can't really downgrade it. I'm going to give this a... Yeah, from what I know as a manga reader, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. But as an anime soul watcher, a 7.5. No, a 7 out of 10. No, yeah, 7.5 out of 10. So take your pick. But for me personally, it's a 6.5 out of 10. But from a soul anime watch, if I was a soul anime watcher, I would give it a 7 out of 10 personally. So yeah, a shame that I took out some parts. I just hope that next episode that they don't... Well, nothing major will be taken out in the next episode, but yeah. Thanks for watching. 6.5 for a manga reader, 7.5 for a soul anime watcher of the series. So yeah, I'll see you all next week. Good day, and keep on loving Esdeath.